What does it mean to be the witnessing presence of all things? There's a long-standing history in meditative traditions telling you to be the watcher, that you are the awareness, that you are not who you think you are. You are something far transcendent from it. Well, if you look deeply within yourself, you will find that you are not your thoughts. Your thoughts come into your conscious awareness. They arise from your depths. Likewise, with your feelings, they arise within you. But they are not you, for they are transient, and you are not. And so, if you can quieten your mind and find stillness within you, you'll discover that you exist as a consciousness. Another way of saying that is that you are an awareness, a presence, the watcher, that which looks at all things, that which hears all things, that which sees and feels and experiences all things. This is not something that the mind can easily understand, for it is not something that can be put into words. Instead, the words tend to point towards that thing, and you must experience it for yourself here and now in order to fully know the truth of this. And how do you do that? You stop thinking and notice that you are still fully alive, fully alert, fully present. And then you will know what that means. In our world today, so much of life is consumed in thinking, so much so that we believe ourselves to be the thinker. We think that our thoughts are who we are, or that we're merely a bundle of thoughts, when in fact, this couldn't be true, because how could we then exist when we are not thinking, if all we are our thoughts? And yet, when we think, the reality of these thoughts feels so profoundly real. We get so caught up and invested in each thought that we think, and assume the truth of them, and identify so strongly with each thought that we get lost in a dream. What does it mean to identify with thoughts? It means to essentially believe the thoughts to be who you are, or at least a representation of who you are, such that when someone disagrees with something you think, it feels like they disagree with you as a whole. It feels like an attack, and we become defensive in order to defend our sense of self, defend our life essentially, when really all that's happened is one thought, which is just one opinion, is in opposition to another thought or an opinion. There is no threat. There is no sense of impending attack, but we feel like there is when we identify strongly with our thoughts. We can even do this to ourselves. We can have these battles in our minds, one voice saying this, another saying that, and we feel the war going on. This endless stream of right and wrong, and this and that, and back and forth, on and on and on, draining our energy. So painful for us to endure. For what we think the body responds to emotionally as if it's happening in real life. Right, if you were to think about an angry thought, for example, for a long enough period of time, you would feel angry. Likewise, if you thought something sad, you would become sad. However, you can also do this in the positive direction. If you think of something happy and fun and engaging, that's what you'll begin to feel. And so, when we have these wars in our head, we feel like we're at war. We feel like we're in battle. And that's exhausting and tiring and doesn't really do anything for us. For when have you ever really solved a problem in your head by going to war with yourself? You solved the problem in the moment that you needed to act and do something. Another big struggle that we face is worry. One of the downsides of having a brilliant brain like ours is that we can think about the future and imagine a set of possibilities. But because we're wired to survive and be cautious of all threats, we can also anticipate things going wrong and all of the things that might happen to us, that feel like they surely will and that we must prepare ourselves for. And so when we think about all these things, we get stuck in our minds, and the worry and the emotional fear picks up, which is anxiety. We feel like those things are happening to us as we're worrying about them. It's like we're going through the experience before we actually may end up never going through the experience. All that's to say that there is a place within you where none of this is important. A place of deep stillness and quietude. A place where you know that you are one with life itself. Where everything feels connected. For you are connected with all things. And this place, the state of being, if you will, is really a wonderful, natural way to exist in the world. It is the way of all things except for humans, who have thought ourselves separate from all existence, when in fact, that's just our mind playing tricks on us. We are one with all things. We are connected to everyone and everything. For the whole universe is whole, is one. And you can see this truth for yourself if you take a moment to look deep within and find that place of stillness. Find that inner sanctuary where you remain as the watcher, as the witnessing presence, as the conscious awareness who sees all things and hears all things and experiences all things from this place of detachment. That is where true peace and inner serenity lie, if you are able to find these within yourselves. You will know of what I speak here today. You will sense the truth of these words and come to realize what is truly important in life, and that is finding your peace. Thank you.